Hi there everybody, how's it going? It's Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on FlossTube, and I'm here with probably a pretty quick video. I don't have a whole lot of time. I just got home from work, and Danny's on his way home. He's home this week, and so I don't really have a whole lot of time to record. So I figured I would just jump on, say hi, miss you guys. I miss recording on a regular schedule. I know it's not really in the cards right now, but I'm just trying to find a way to deal with that. I didn't record this weekend because there just wasn't really an opportunity, and so my recording schedule is just going to get a little wacky. Just because I just don't know when I'm going to have the time, the opportunity, or even the weather. It is so gloomy and gray and rainy here, as it has been since like Friday. I don't know if you guys got to see the eclipse last night, but we did not because it was covered by clouds. So that's great. So what else is going on? Work is good. Last week was my first week at work, and it's basically just learning at this point. I am in a licensing class, and so I'm in class basically all day long. So let's get right into it. I do not have a FlossTuber shout out today, and the reason for that is really just my limited timeline. I thought, I could probably throw something together real quick, but then that doesn't really do the FlossTuber justice. So I'm probably going to temporarily put that on hold, just because it's just a time constraint currently. I'm hoping that once I get used to this schedule, I can be available, to record on a more regular basis, but it's pretty much just a time will tell kind of a situation. So basically I'm just gonna do whips. I might talk about plans, and then I have a little bit of haul, a couple of things, a little bit of haul. So I'm gonna get right into it. On my last video, I hauled Stashquisitions. That's a new word to me. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Okay, so my last video, I showed you guys my Umbriel, which is my fabric of the month from Under the Sea Fabrics from August. And I said that I had the perfect project for it. Well, shortly after getting off recording and then starting to upload the video up to YouTube, I kitted up the project and I started it. So, I'll just go ahead and show you what that project is and where I'm at with it. It is the Clouds Factory Haunted House. I think this is from, yes, it says copyright 2014. So this is from last year. This is just the cover page. There's no pattern or anything. You can even see that, maybe you can see that, for exclusive use by me. So this is a great big haunted house with a bunch of cool characters. We have a man-eating plant in there, skeleton. I am assuming that is a cat, but I can't be sure. An owl, a bat, which bats flying around. Very cool, very big, and also I'm cutting. Normally I like to do like a 2 to 3 inch border. This is looking to be about a 1 and a 1.5 inch border on the sides. Lengthways it's perfectly fine. I have lots of wiggle room there. But side to side I'm cutting it a little bit close. But I think it's okay. I centered it perfectly. I checked and measured it like 1,000 times to make sure that I had enough space. So I should be just fine. And so this is what the fabric looks like. I'm not showing you any. Oh, that's the card. Okay. This is what the fabric looks like. And, oh, I got threads hanging. Ain't that fun? This is what I got too. So basically what you see here is I've got one of the bats that's flying over here, and then this one hanging upside down from that little tower. And so yeah. This is a lot of fun to work on partially because I've stinking, I almost said something terrible. I love this fabric. It's so cool. Part of the fun about kitting this project up was sort of figuring out how I was going to orient it, because, you know, most of these plain fabrics, like, pretty much just make sure you have, like, your dimensions right, but other than that, you know, it doesn't really make a difference. Well, it makes a difference, because you can see on this side, I've got this large swath of, like, it looks like undyed fabric, but it really is like a pale, pale gray blue color. And so I kind of had to orient that where I wanted it. I contemplated putting it behind the moon, like at the top up here. The moon is back behind the very top of the house. But it wasn't really going to work out that way, so I just went for it over here. I think it's going to turn out just fine. I really, really like it. I love this fabric. I'm not even really sure what is about it, but stitching on it, it's good. And my fabric of the month subscription, just to remind you, is a 32 count linen. And it is a fat quarter, so 18 by 26. So that is my haunted house. And this is something that I'm going to get back to very soon, but I'll tell you more about that in a minute. If you're in Stitch Mania, then you already know, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise for everybody. So on September the 19th was, and I hope I'm getting that date right. I think I am. That was the Cross Stitch It's Fun Talk Like a Pirate Stitch Along, and it was basically celebrating Miss Mel, who is here on FlossTube, although she hasn't recorded in a while. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Was her birthday, and it just happened to coincide with like International Talk Like a Pirate Day. And so basically we're charged with working on a project that featured pirate. I'll give you guys one guess to figure out what I worked on. And if you said my Heaven and Earth Design mini pirate that I had nicknamed Booty, you'd be right. So here's what I got to in that one day, and I'm really, really pleased with the progress that I made in one day. So basically I finished an entire column. When you saw this last, I was just below where those ropes there hit the edge of the image. And so I finished out that column, and then I started on this second column, and I got almost halfway. Maybe not quite halfway, but nonetheless, got the majority of a full column done that day, which was fantastic. And then I put it away because while working on Heaven and Earth designs aren't my focus, you know, I do still enjoy it, but I wasn't feeling this. So that's where I got to with that. And I guess I'll put up a picture here so you can see what the full finished piece is supposed to look like. For some reason, the cover page on my pattern disappeared, and so I don't know where that went, but that's that. And then I don't even remember the timeline here. I could be saying everything backwards. It's Monday. I just got back from work. Like, you know, things and stuff. But at some point in the recent weeks, I picked up my Persephone by Mirabilia. And, oh, that's what it was. I lost my Stitchy bug. It just went straight out the window. And so I posted to Stitch Mania. I'm like, okay, here's a list of projects that I think I want to work on. What do you guys think? And so I got a bunch of votes for my elephants, and I got a bunch of votes for my Frosty Knot Garden. And then I asked Danny the same thing, because I was counting up votes, and he's like, oh, what's that? And I explained it to him, and he said, oh, you should work on Persephone. And I'm like, well, everything else is kind of winning out my votes right now. Persephone's not really winning. And he said, all right, if you finish Persephone by the end of the year, I will buy all of your stuff for your next big Mirabilia. And I'm like, okay, sold. That's it. Like, so he said that he would buy the hand-dyed fabric and all of the materials that I would need to do my next big Mirabilia. Have I decided which one that is? No. I'm reserving that judgment for later. So, but I have so much work to do that he might be out. Like, he might have bet on like the most winning bet ever, because I don't know that I'm gonna get it done. So I'm gonna put up a picture here so that you can see where I was the last time that you saw this. And then I'll go ahead and show you where I am now. Da, 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 da. So in the recent few days, I'm gonna try to lean this. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. So I finished up this flower here and the tendrils falling off of it. And then I finished this part of the hem of the skirt. The hem of her skirt has got the golden green alternating bits. Beautiful, I love working on that. And then this giant swath, I think that's the right word, I could be making that word up, of minty green blue in here. And then this chunk of white over here. And then I came and worked up over here a little bit. So I filled in that a little bit. And then this stretch of whites and the pale green you might be able to see there. If I zoom in a little bit. So considering, you know, working a full 40-hour week, not really having the stitchy time that I used to, I'm really impressed. I've done quite a bit. I will admit that the vast majority of this progress was done on the weekend, because I know what it is to really have a weekend now. And, but nonetheless, really, really excited about my progress there, and looking forward to getting her done this year. You know, I feel like Daddy set me up with this challenge, and so I've got to get it. So anyway, so that is Persephone, and here is this was just off of my chart. This is the finished piece. So what you see, that big stretch of blue that I was showing you, that's in here, but there are those swirls of the darker blue. Those are beads. It's like 1,000,001 beads. So what I have done is pretty much from there, and I have all of the top half to do. Oh, and I'm stitching the skin 1/1, so I have basically 4 times as many stitches to do on skin wise anyway. So that'll be fun. But I don't care, because I love the project. I really do love working on her. The fabric there, everybody always asks me the fabric. It is hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie, and the color is Tempest. And it is also a 32 count Belfast linen. So just in case you're wondering, that is that. Love the fabric and how it's popping off of the like mauvey brown purple tones. It's really working out. Pat on the back for picking that. So yeah, and that's all that I have worked on as of late. So upcoming, let's see, some big things happening. On Friday, the Cross Stitch and Discuss group is beginning their Paula Vaughn stitch along, and so I will be starting the November quilt from my Cross Stitch Paula Vaughn Quilts for All Seasons book. I'll be starting November on Friday. If you're wondering about August, no, I haven't made any progress, but it's okay. I'm going to get maybe 2 or 3 stitches in on Friday, because Friday after I get home from work, we're headed to Blacksburg for the weekend. So we'll see what kind of stitches I get done on Friday. Let's see, what else is coming? Other than the big plans that I'm about to tell you about, I don't think that there's anything pressing. Oh, yeah, but that's not till the end of October, so I can talk about that later. On October 1st, the Stitch Mania Bring Home the Raven Queen, I think that's the name of it, Stitch Along begins. Basically, Stitch the Raven Queen. If you don't like the Raven Queen, or if you don't like Mirabilias, you can stitch something Halloween or something else Mirabilia. Totally up to you. So I am sort of choosing all 3 options. How am I doing that? All right. So the pre-described Katie method is to stitch for 1 hour on a project for a week. Okay. I am lucky to get an hour a day stitching. Usually when I get home from work, I am dead to the world. I'm so tired. Just because work takes up a lot of brain space. So instead of like trying to do this 1 hour on one project and then try to switch and do a whole other one, I'm not about that. I'm just going to focus on a project a week. So bring home the Raven Queen. Basically the premise for my plans is that this is going to be a great big surprise party for the Raven Queen, aka Miss Micheline. So, what kind of things do you need for a party? People and a place to host it. So, the story that I told on Stitch Mania is that week 1 I'm going to be working on Persephone. Hades, which you might not have known, is sister to the Raven, or the Raven Queen is his sister. And even though we have gone into the harvest months, at least here in the United States, I'm not really sure how this works in the Southern Hemisphere. We'll talk about that later. When the harvest time comes, Persephone returns to the underworld to be wife to Hades. Hence the reason we get winter, because Persephone's mom is constantly frantically searching for Persephone and not tending to the harvest. Okay? However, for this big party here at the end of October, Hades has agreed to allow Persephone to come back to the surface to help plan this party. It's important. So, I will be working on Persephone week 1. Week 2, where's Persephone going to stay while she's on the surface? She's not staying with her mom. She's not hosting some party where there's probably going to be overage drinking and whatnot. She's not even telling her mom that she's coming to the surface, okay? This is going to be a total shock. Hence the reason no change in weather, okay? So, but she needs a place to stay. And also a place to host this party. Persephone, she doesn't have a place to host it on her own. Oh, hey, look. Haunted house. Perfect for the Raven Queen's homecoming party. I mean, is there anywhere better? I mean, there's like plenty of space to hold all of the 3 people that are going to be there. Maybe 4. 4 people are going to be there. And it's secluded enough. I mean, haunted houses are not usually in densely populated areas. So they will be able to, as I said, turn up. Okay? So the haunted house, perfect setting for this party. All right. So then we've got another guest that's been invited to the party. She's kind of new to town. Nobody really knows too much about her. It's kind of like Persephone's friend Gigi. Gigi was like, hey, look, I've got this sister. She doesn't really know anybody. Can she come to the party? And Persephone's like, you know what? Bring her. I'm sure she's cool. You're cool. She's cool. So Gigi's already there. Her sister, Electra, is coming to the party. Now, Electra is the newest Mirabilia. Actually, I think it's Nora Corbett. I think it's under the Nora Corbett insignia. And I have to have her. Like, I saw her, and there's just, okay, take my money. So I will be working on Electra week 3. So we've got Electra that's coming to the party. Gigi is already done. She's ready to go. Finally, week 4. And we have the Raven Queen finally making her appearance. Why is she so late? Well, because it's a surprise party, and so we want everybody else there first. And second, because I couldn't pick a fabric. I was having the hardest time choosing a fabric for Raven Queen, and so I just had to keep pushing her back. So I'm chalking that up to as the Raven Queen couldn't pick an outfit. You see where I'm going with this? I'm just gonna apologize. Like, this is how my brain works. I like to tell stories. So, yeah. So those are my plans. So week 1 is Persephone. Week 2 is the Haunted House. Week 3 is Electra. And week 4 is the Raven Queen. So, there you have it. That's October. So that's going to really put me behind on Persephone. So I really need to be working on her pretty solidly for the first, up until the end of the first week of October. So, yeah, really excited. Really, really excited. And of course, I will show you the fabric that I picked for Raven Queen when it arrives. For Electra, I picked the milk chocolate linen as it was asked for because that's what my Gigi is done in. I didn't bring her because she's hanging out in the office and she didn't want to come out. I forgot. So, but it's just like a plain chocolate linen, but I figure if I get them both done on the same fabric, I can hang them together. Electra is shorter than Gigi, but wider. So, anyway, so those are my plans. Okay, let's get to haul, and then I've got to clean up and go take a nap. I'm exhausted, you guys. I'm so tired. Okay, first things first, I got 2 new needle minders from Gina's Unique Needle Minders. And this was the first one. So it's like a mason jar with fireflies in it. And it's also blue and gold. It's kind of coming up green. I'm not sure why that is, but it's definitely gold. Mason jars, prevalent in Virginia. We contemplated using mason jars for glasses at the wedding. So, you know, there's that. Blue and gold, University of Michigan colors. So it's kind of like me. So there's that. And then this one I got Elisa Dragon Stitches. Either avert your eyes or, I don't know, just, you know, be prepared because I have a feeling you would love this. Pretty sure you would love this. Okay. You see what I'm saying, Elisa? Isn't he cool? He's like super sparkly and he's clutching an egg. So I guess it's a she. I don't know, do dragons have like superior maternal instincts? I feel like that's what I remember from Harry Potter. And Harry Potter is the standard with which I live by. So we're going to go with that. She. Single parent. Yeah. But, you know, that's life. Things happen. So this is my new favorite needle minder. And I haven't shown it on social media at all because I just kind of stare at it. How cool. She's so cool. Oh, I love it. And it goes really nicely with my elephant one, which is also kind of a similar style. Metallic, sparkly, holding a big white something. So, that's that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, then I was missing floss colors. I'm still amazed by the fact that I'm ever missing floss colors, but I was. So I go buy them, and I had a 40% off coupon. So I had to buy a book. This is Cross Stitch Christmas Treasures by Joan Elliott. 18 magical designs. Originally $15.95. I got it for like $8. I'll take it. Really, there are 2 reasons that I bought this, and so I figured it was justifiable. First, we have the Snow Princess. So cute. I love the little fox. Very, very Joan Elliott gorgeousness. And then, of course, the cover one. I guess I could have just shown you the cover again, but I figure I'll just show you this one here. This is the model. Santa literally riding a reindeer, which I think is a lot of fun. But I feel bad for the reindeer because can you imagine carrying all those toys on one reindeer? One reindeer? Can't even say that. That's, you know why you can't say that? Because that's not real life. There's multiple reindeer to carry Santa and all of his shenanigans. So, anyway, love that. But there's a bunch of really cute things on here. A bunch of snowmen decorating the Christmas tree. I hope it's outside. At least if they're in Virginia. But then they'd be like really skinny, misshapen, because we don't get significant enough snow before Christmas. Just saying. I love these little ornaments. I think they're all so cute. Excuse me. All being the same shape and whatnot. So, very cool. Very cool. And so, yeah. This book will probably go sit in my stash along with the other books that I haven't stitched from. Because that's the cool thing to do. Okay. Two more things. They're digital patterns that I purchased. First of all, I'm going to name and shame Crisscross Stitcher. So, Christine, it's your fault. But it's only fair because in one of your recent videos, you blamed me. So, you know, we'll just share blame back and forth. She posted this pattern. Of course, let me just do the Letitia Craft Curator, just, you know, talk amongst yourselves for a second. So she shared about these fractal patterns from Stitch X Cross Stitch Designs. And before I even finished the video, I saw this one, I closed out the video, and I went to go buy it. I didn't even see the rest of them, and if I had, I probably would have bought all, like, 6 of them that she showed, because not only are they beautiful, but they're wicked cheap. Like, I think I paid $3 for this pattern, maybe $3.50. I don't like fractals. Let's start there. I don't like fractals. I've never been really attracted to them, but this, I can get behind this. Oh God, that glare is awful. Can you see that? No, you can't. Okay, I'm going to insert a picture right here so that you can see what I'm talking about without me trying to do some funky yoga move to show you this. So that one is called Insomnia. And as I said, it's by Stitch X Cross Stitch Designs. And it's laid out a lot like a Happy Earth design. And I can't stinking wait. I mean, I just can't wait. Do you guys see the big thing that I saw when I first saw this? Yeah, that's a lot of black. It's a lot of black. But I'm okay. It's all right. It'll be just fine. I think. Okay. The second pattern that I bought, which I thought was so timely, this pattern was released the day that Pope Francis arrived in DC. And so this is by Jody Rice of Satsuma Street. Nope, I should cut my losses. And it is Pretty Little Washington, DC. How cool is that? Released on the very day that Pope Francis got here. Ironically enough, the day before he arrived, it was rainy. And then he was here and we had 3 beautiful days. And then the day that he left for New York, the rain showed up and it hasn't stopped. It's crazy. In case you're wondering, no, I didn't get to go see the Pope. I had to work and I was not fighting with that traffic. That's insane. My brother lives up there. He works, I think he's less than 10 miles away from where he works. And he had to leave for work an hour before he normally does, just to be sure he could get there on time. So an hour and a half commute to go 10 miles. Are you kidding me? No, absolutely So yeah, no, I did not go see the Pope. I watched it on the news coverage just like just about everybody else. Yeah. But I'm really excited about the Pretty Little Washington, D.C. I can't wait to stitch that little guy up. And I love that she included the cherry blossoms because among all the monuments and whatnot and museums and such, the cherry blossoms are some of my favorites. So yeah. So that's the end of my haul. And I'm going to do one thing real quick. Hey, Thor. Thor. Hey. Come here. Come here. Everybody wants to say hi. Can you come up here? Say hi, big guy. Say hi. Everybody misses you. They haven't seen you since we moved to this new space for recording. So they wanted me to show you so you could say hi. Yeah. Oh, yes, you're a good boy. So to everybody that was missing Thor, there he is. And there he goes. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. You are wonderful. Love you guys. See you later.